This is your amigo Càno. Hope you're good. I'm sharing with you my newest acquisition, the Polyend Step drum machine pedal. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at the Polyend Step. I've already taken it out of the box, and here it is. For reference, here's my mouse. Normal size mouse, if you can consider this hand size normal, but not super big, rather portable, not too heavy. Comes with little rubber steps, so if you are going to use it on a desk, it will stay nicely here. It does not come with a power supply. I had to procure one from one of my other pedals, but the pamphlets included give you the specs: 9 volts, at least 500 milliamps or 1 amp for best results. It does come with a few goodies: a QR code to join the community forums, your warranty card, laptop sticker mandatory. It also comes with a coupon for a free sample pack. I cannot show you that because that's my code. And 2 really nicely laid out, simple to use, quick start guide, and sort of overview of the hardware. So all of the features and how to navigate are here. This one I already read, so I can walk you through some of this. And this goes a little bit into more detail into how to start a new song. So let's take a look at the hardware first. You have stereo input and 2 outputs, left and right channels. So if you're daisy chaining this, and I haven't read what does the input do in this case, I imagine is to either mix in or use it like a pedal where you have it in a chain. The interesting part is the choice of a stereo input. So I imagine it supports both mono and stereo. So if you just go mono, you just go out on the left. If you go stereo, you can go out on both. But the choice of cable here is going to be depending on what you're hooking up on the starting end. An expression pedal, and also mini MIDI in and mini MIDI out. I said mini as in little. So a micro SD card, they include one. It doesn't say how big it is, but it's nice that they have one. A USB-C port, according to what I read, it does not do audio over USB-C. It does do data and connects to your computer for things like firmware updates, unless maybe the firmware update on the micro SD card, but I don't know. So it does not power via USB-C. I tried connecting only with USB-C and I did not get power. You actually need this guy right here. If you want to use headphones to try it out, you just have to probably plug something here, but you're just going to get 1 channel if you plug it on left or right. So FYI. I have it connected to my other interface so you can listen to it with me. And these buttons, some of them are only rotary. Some of them have actually push functionality. And the buttons that we have are to pick the different songs, to change the tempo, to switch the type of beat, to change the effects, to change the volume, and to change the kits. To access the menu, you have to press and hold the song button, and then all of the options are here. These 4 buttons on the left are to select the different tracks of the drum machine. You have, yes, you only have 4 tracks, so kick, snare, cymbal, and toms. And of course, you can change those as you please. And then the 3 triggers are to turn the effects on and off, to move to the next pattern, and to play and pause. So if we just listen to what's included, I'm going to go, to be able to get back to the main menu, I just had to unselect the track and it goes back to the song view. So I'm just going to go to the first song, push play. As you can see, there are 16 steps. I have not read if you can go beyond 16, but I think we're limited to 16 steps per pattern. And you have 16 patterns. So you can have a song with up to 16 patterns of 16 steps each. Due to the nature of the next pattern button, sounds like you can only move linearly forward. So you'll have to, as you're playing, you're practicing, and go to the next pattern. I have not figured out a way to go back to the previous pattern. Doesn't mean that there isn't one, it just means I haven't figured it out. Or had a chance to read the entire manual, RTF1. So to change to the next pattern, you just do that. It waits till the tempo gets to the next loop. It blinks to tell you it's gonna change. Or you can also just tap here and it chooses to jump immediately. And that's it. Now, when you're in the last pattern and you press next, it goes back to the first pattern. When you don't have patterns here, it doesn't go to an empty one, but if you press an empty one, it nicely stops. As you can see, it doesn't just abruptly stop everything, it rather lets it fade out, which is a really nice touch, especially if you're a solo performer, a looper, live looper. I plan to use it because I'm a synth player. I play sometimes 2 synths at once, and I don't have a free hand to move the next pattern on my drum machine. And so I think this is going to be great for jams and inspiration, practicing guitar and things like that. So pretty straightforward. To create your own song, you simply go to one of the empty song slots, and it comes loaded with 20 songs and a ton of kits and a ton of patterns. We'll look into that. And you have up to 1,000 slots. So if it only comes with 20, you have 980 empty song slots. That's a whole lot. I don't know how many songs you've written in your life, but that's more than I have so far. Complete songs, that is. I have a ton of not finished songs. But hey, plenty of space for inspiration. So let's go back to the first pattern again. This doesn't auto-save, so if I make changes to the current song, unless I go to the menu and save, I'm not going to screw anything up. You can change back and forth, and it restores the settings of the song. So let's try a couple of things. If you can see in the screen, it says I'm on pattern 1 with a tempo of 175. This is locked, so that means I cannot make changes to it. I mean, I can make changes, it would just not let me save them. And then you have an effect called fifth up. Interestingly, you can, and handily, you can change the effects for each of your patterns. I'm not sure if you can change the tempo. You can definitely change the effects, and to turn the effects on and off, that's a fifth up. Next pattern has a tripler effect. Let's listen to it. Next pattern has a loop 3. Next pattern has it. I guess fifth up, already listened to that. So to change the effects, you just go here to the effects, and as you go through the list, you can see that there are categories. And so there is tuning, filter, rearrange, repeat, delay, etc. So as you get to different ones, let's pretend we want that one. There's no wet, dry setting for the effect, so it's either you turn the effect on or you turn the effect off. I'm hoping that the expression pedal perhaps lets us control the amount of the effect that takes place. again, to get to the menu and check some of those settings out if they do exist, there's a master effects setting, and it does not seem like that does anything. Oh, somehow I got out of that. Master effect. Now the funky thing of this is that to get back, you have to do some voodoo. Sometimes some menus have a back button, sometimes they don't. So I guess I'm just gonna change something else here and just go back. But that's just a bit inconsistent. Like if I'm on some menus, I do have the option to go back, but as you saw me getting into that other menu, there was no option to get back. So, and the settings right now just have the brightness of the LEDs and previewing the knob when you're switching or whatnot. So, and then go back, exit, back to this. So, looks like I changed the tempo. Wasn't it 175? Yeah. A little bit of warble. Now let's change to this one. Yeah, the tempo is across. The tempo seems to be global. So there's that. Let's go back into song mode and pick a different song. So this one, Step Up. Let's change the kit for a 909. Maybe there's some things to discover yet, like volume efficient visual track and all sorts of things. So remember, this is a drum machine in a pedal box. So the purpose is that you can create your patterns and make a song so you can play along with your other instruments, whatever your other foot and your two hands are doing. Now they're free. Just say one foot to change this. I guess you can use your nose, but I wouldn't recommend it. So the fact that it has MIDI input, I'm guessing it could let you add maybe another pedal. The MIDI input has the option to let you send CC messages. So although the MIDI implementation is not included in this sheets, and I dropped something, must have been my sticker. Yeah. So it's a good thing to study the manual and study the specifications, because I bet this can be expanded. I've seen it side by side with the Polyend compressor pedal. I did not buy that one, but I have other pedals that I might pair with this for cooler effects. To record a new song, what you have to do is first of all find an empty slot. So I'm going to go to number 22. It says creating new song. Right now there is nothing, except it chose a tempo and an effect for me. As you can see, it's unlocked. The way to do this is, let's pick kit. So I'm a big fan of the 909. That's my favorite drum machine ever. So that's the 909 right there. So I got my kick, snare, triple, and tom. All right, let's get out of the kit. I guess I just press out of here. So to do this, you push the track that you want to record, and then Roland style, you simply just go here. Would be nice to have a little indicator, but or on the floor, right? It's gotta be a way to change this thing. Like, I'm not a big fan of the toms. I wish I could change it. So I'm gonna find out how to change that. If I go back to the 909.8, whatever that was, it's let's pretend we want to change that, just this track. So by having the track selected, if I change that, okay, let's remember that, Tom. Let's change this. Okay, so yes, we can change individual sounds. Well, I would have been surprised if we couldn't. So anyway, now that we have those, oh wow, remember how I recorded with the first sound there? So when you're creating your song, you can actually change those values, record something, and it will save that specific step with those values. So that is awesome. That means you can get really creative. I wish they had like a visual designer program so that, I mean, this is not too bad, but it would be nice if you could do all of that in a computer. I'm a computer nerd, and then just bring it over. Now that we have this, let's copy this pattern into the next pattern. To do that, I read that you simply hold the pattern. When it turns blue, you push the next one, and now it's copied over. So let's modify this one. Let's remove some elements here. And maybe change the effect. Okay, now we have two different patterns. For the sake of time, let's show you how we save. To save our pattern, what we have to do is hold the song button, go to song, rename and save. Let's call this dos. Save. I can lock it, and if I go back, exit, it's locked. Disclaimer, that should have been done earlier on. I bought this with my own money. If you see this shirt, I bought the t-shirt too because I bought it from them. They're awesome. I like buying from them, but I buy it from a lot of places. But there's no sponsoring, no opinions on or reviews on what I'm sharing with you. So I'm really looking forward to using this. The included songs seem to give you a decent variety of different rhythms. An interesting thing to explore is to change the beat. Changing the beat seems to entirely change the nature of each song. So I think that just finding something nice, I'm hoping we can clone entire songs so that if I modify one and it's locked, I can save that. So this is $500 American dollars, not cheap by any means, but I guess all good pedals cost about that much if you own any Strymon pedals. So I think it's worth it. And I am planning to record a song, maybe do a jam on my Twitch channel, Càno_electrónico. And so stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening, and see ya.